Welcome back to Machete Boys Barbecue. I'm here at the 5th annual Grillapalooza, and I'm going to take advantage of the Yoder Eldorado that they've got on loan from Yoder this weekend to cook you guys some beautiful lamb chops. Now, this is going to be a really quick cook, so we're going to put together the lamb chops and the chimney first, and then we're going to take you outside and we're going to cook off these lamb chops on the Yoder. It's only going to take a couple of minutes, so make sure that you hit the subscribe button early so that way you don't miss any future content, and make sure that you stick around all the way to the end. Of course, if you got any questions, drop those in the comments, but let's get into it. So I'm going to start with our friend Jolly Roger. This is a Loot and Booty product. Fun fact, Loot and Booty is actually coming to Minnesota here next month. The class is already sold out, so you'll have to just watch the socials to see all the pictures of all the awesome things that you're missing. But if you're not following Smokestack BBQ Supply store, you should absolutely do so that you don't miss out on those awesome classes. But this rub is nice because it's got a garlic and it's got a little bit of that nice spice to it from some jalapeno, but it's not an activated charcoal rub like most of the other rubs that are dark black rubs that are out there. I really like the flavor of this, and on lamb, it really is absolutely awesome. So we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna get our lamb chops seasoned up, and we're just gonna go just a kind of a light coat over the top of those, not too heavy. You don't wanna overpower the lamb, right? We're gonna make sure we're gonna hit our sides. And I'm doing this over a baking rack just so that that rub sets up there and it's gonna tack up there really nicely. You don't wanna do that right down in a pan, because then you won't get that rub to set up there as nicely as it potentially could. So there we are. There's one of those lamb chops, all nice and seasoned up. This is a lamb loin chop, by the way, but you could absolutely do this same recipe with lamb rib chops. It's just gonna take a little less time to cook than it would for these lamb loin chops. So we're gonna let our lamb sit over here for a minute, and we're gonna put together a chimichurri. But this chimichurri is a little bit different because it's got rosemary, it's got mint, and minced garlic. And of course, we're using our friend's red wine and olive oil here, right? So we're gonna get our rosemary down into our bowl along with our mint and our garlic. I forgot an ingredient, I'll be right back. All right, so usually you would put crushed red pepper in there, but they don't sell crushed red pepper in the barbecue store, but they do sell this red mojo, which is actually a pizza seasoning that's great for like your red sauce pizzas. But it's got a lot of Italian herbs and things in it, but it's also got some crushed red pepper in there that's gonna bring some heat and really add some depth to what we're already building here in our chimichurri. So we're gonna put a little bit of that in there. You know, it's Minnesota, so we can't go too heavy, but that'd probably be just about enough in there, right? And the last thing that I wanna put in there is, of course, salt. Of course, again, we don't have kosher salt in the store that we're selling, but we do have Sal's de Maris from Elk Creek Barbecue. You just want to get a little bit of salt down there. Not too much. You don't want to make things too salty. Then the next thing we're going in is with some olive oil. We're going to throw a little bit of that down in there. I'm going to get rid of this safety cap because who needs that? There, now we're in business. And we're going to add a little bit of red wine vinegar in here for some acidity. And this is the awesome thing about cooking, right? You don't have to follow the rules. You can mix things together no matter what you like. So if you don't like rosemary, you don't like mint, change those out for parsley, cilantro, whatever you got lying around that you can find local. All right, so and we're just gonna mix that all up together. And this smells absolutely fantastic. It's gonna be a really nice accompaniment to our lamb, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook our lamb and then we're gonna drizzle a little bit of our chimney over the top of it. Of course, I need to get a taste of it there, so I'll slip my finger in there. That's absolutely gonna work. Let's go outside, check out that Yoder Eldorado, and get these lamb chops cooked up. So we're out here, we're at the Eldorado. We're gonna get these on, but then we're gonna talk about the Eldorado and tell you why this grill is so awesome. But we've got coal right underneath the grates here, and we're just going right on. And like I mentioned earlier, these aren't gonna take very long, just a few minutes. We wanna get a nice hard sear on those, so I'm just gonna put them right down in a row here. So at Smokestack BBQ Supply store, we just started selling Yoder. I think we've been selling them for a year or so now. But we're lucky enough this weekend to have not only the Eldorado in house, but we have Mr. Yoder extraordinaire. John here is with us too as well. John, tell us what Yoder was thinking when they built this beast of an absolute beast of a machine.
Well, you know, Yoder's well known for our wood-fired pellets. We started out with our offsets, but now we moved into live fire, where we've got a live fire option with wood or charcoal in our Eldorado. You can kind of see the operation of it, made in Hutchinson, Kansas, but with our wheel, we can move these grates up for any temperature range that you want to get it into. If you want to do a little bit of indirect, or if you want to do a hard sear, quick and fast, we can lower it down right above the flames.
Awesome. And you recently, I was listening to you guys, tell some guests that we have in the store earlier that you guys actually cooked the hog on this thing at the World Food Championships?
At the World Food, this actually comes with the rotisserie kit that you can buy.
Yeah.
And we cooked about a 70 to 80 pound hog all day long over the coals. It was a beast.
It sounds like an intense and a lot of work too, right?
Yeah.
Last question for you. So the Eldorado comes in 2 sizes, right? What are they?
36 inch.
Yeah.
And a 42 inch.
And 36 and a 42. Both of which you can pick up here right at the Smokestack BBQ Supply store. All right, so our lamb chops have been on here for like a couple of minutes, working on that hard sear, just like John was talking about. So I'm just gonna go ahead and flip those over. Those are looking pretty good there.
Nice sizzle, yeah.
Yeah, that sizzle is absolutely perfect. So we've hit an internal temperature on our lamb chops of 135 degrees, which is where you want to pull them off, take them inside, and let them rest. So we've let our lamb chops sit on the counter here for 10 minutes. The last thing you want to do is just take a little bit of that chimichurri that you mixed up together there and just drizzle a little bit over the top of your lamb chops here. You absolutely want to make sure that you serve these hot. You don't want to let them sit out too long. And that's it. Thanks for hanging out with me today, cooking these lamb chops. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments. Love interacting with you guys. But we'll see you next time. Until then, take care of each other and keep grills hot.